Hello, this is Claire, Josie, Sabrina, and Sydney. This one's for all the ritzy folks out there. Hello, and our lead story for the broadcast tonight is the story of Sacco and Vanzetti, the Italian-born anarchist brothers. Full names Nicolas Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti. They were both found guilty and pinched for a double bumping off and being a gatecrasher, both condemned to die. A little background on the men. Sacco became an anarchist while working in a shoe factory, and Vanzetti learned about anarchism while working in a rope factory. They both met in 1917 when they fled to Mexico together to avoid getting drafted into the war. When they came back, they went to Massachusetts to join an anarchist group. They were both carrying guns the night of their arrest, and after their trial, many believed they were convicted because of their radical politics, but many are left wondering. Famous quote of Vanzetti: "Both Nick and I are anarchists, the radical of the radical." Both are now famous torpedoes with the anarchist group.
Claire, what is that horrible smell?
I think I have halitosis.
Halitosis? Don't you know that makes you unpopular?
I know, no wonder John won't look at me anymore.
What are you going to do about it?
Well, I've been reading some articles about Listerine, and they recommend keeping a bottle handy in home and office for this purpose.
I use Listerine. Try it on your hand by rubbing an onion and then putting Listerine on. The smell automatically goes away, so imagine what it could do for your mouth.
Really? Well,
Really?
I shouldn't fool myself anymore. I'm really gonna get some Listerine.
And you should get some too.
The safe antiseptic.
Here are some fun facts about Calvin Coolidge that I bet you didn't know. He took oath in office in Vermont farmhouse. He worked with Treasury Secretary Andrew Melton and worked to cut taxes and inherit from people who have died. He even cut his own White House budget, which reduced the number of towels in the bathrooms. Under Coolidge's control, the nation prospered. Most Americans just assumed he would run for re-election in 1928, but when reporters asked him, he said, quote, "I do not choose to run for president in 1928, end quote."
Now a word from our sponsors at Ford. Hey Claire, is that the new Model T I just heard?
You betcha, Sydney. This is not your average struggle buggy. It is the most ritzy vehicle out there.
Is it?
Yes, this is no jalopy. With the assembly line at work, these cars are selling like hotcakes.
Oh Claire, I love hotcakes.
So don't be lousy. Don't be a flat tire, and don't hi-hat this marvel.
Don't do it.
Ford beats out both Chrysler and General Motors.
Both?
Yes. So be hep and get stuck on your Model T today. You can get a brand new one with the new pyroxylin finish for $189 cash.
Only $189 cash, you say?
Yes, you betcha. So come down today and get yourself a brand new Model T. Come get yourself a Model T today.
Who is Charlie Chaplin? Charlie Chaplin is a darb in the 1920s, most popular for his silent films. These are the bee's knees. He writes the music, directs, edits, produces, and even stars in a few of his movies. Not all of his films focus on the swanky flappers and big cheeses, though. A lot are about lounge lizards and tramps facing struggles. Silent films, although silent, are the cat's meow. These films use gestures, miming, and written words to get the message across. There is no dialogue. So don't be a dumb Dora. Go see one of these films, and remember, silent films were so popular because after the post-war recession, people wanted to escape their problems. Ticket sales rose from 301 million in 1921 to 721 million in 1929. Weekly attendance climbed from 50 million in 1920 to 90 million in 1929.
More about Charlie Chaplin. His most famous role was as the tramp. The tramp's ill-fitting clothing and shuffled walk made him look like a hobo who had never owned a pair of shoes his own size. Although the tramp was penniless and homeless, his light-hearted attitude suggested a spirit that could bounce back from the most crushing.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. This has been KDKA from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Be sure to tune in next week when we talk about the League of Women. Here's a song to send you guys out.